Here is the new Samsung U750 Alias 2 for the Verizon Wireless network. The U750 is the second take on the dual hinge design that was first seen from Samsung in the U740, or the original Alias. You can see the phone has a pretty good footprint, a little bit on the large size for a clamshell, but you'll find out why it's large in a second. We've got a 2.5mm headset jack here, and we've got a hatch covering the data and charging port here, and we have the volume toggle here, which has good travel and feedback. We have a voice activation key, voice command key there on the left side. Over on the right, we have a dedicated power key, a hold key which locks and unlocks the front screen, and a hatch covering the micro SD card port. On the back we have nothing, and the battery cover comes off easily if you need to get at the battery. Of course, the U750's real claim to fame is its dual hinge design. Opening it like this, you'll see it has a generous display, and if we zoom in real close you can see the keyboard here. Now this is called e-ink, electronic ink, and the keyboard layout changes depending on what you're using the phone for. So you can see in this configuration we've got a D-pad replicated here, as well as the number pad here, and some other buttons. We've got a dedicated messaging key here, a speakerphone key, voice command key, the camera key, the soft keys, and of course I like this, a Bluetooth key, an alarm key, and a palette key. Those are all nice. However, if we open the phone the other way, you'll see that the keyboard automatically reorients itself, and again it starts off with default as numbers, and many of those buttons that we saw on the other orientation are replicated here. So let's see what happens when we type a text message. So now that there's an arrow in the text field, you can see the keyboard now displays a full QWERTY layout, and we can change that to the numbers and symbols, and even more symbols, and back again to the QWERTY keyboard. So you can see it's a very flexible display. It's got lots of different things that you can do with it, and it lets Samsung really maximize the utility of this keyboard. By the way, the keyboard feels great. Unlike the original U740, there was a lot of difficulty getting to the keys that were here, that were wedged in too tight. This phone resolves that problem by putting this spacer here. We've got a little bit of room, and on top of that, the keys are a nice size. They're nice and have just a very tiny bit of contouring to them. They've got a nice plastic feel to them, and they have good travel and feedback. So that's a look at the hardware. If we clear out and go back to the main menu, you can see it's unfortunately the failing of this phone, in my opinion, is that it relies too heavily on the standard Verizon Wireless menu system. So going in here you can see the grid, and if we were to open the grid, we can then just use the tab system to jump from feature to feature, and this is no different than most other Verizon feature phones. And but you know, it has decent mobile messaging with respect to text messages and picture messages. The email is a little bit weak. The email relies on webmail, which is internet-based, or you could pay $5 a month for the mobile email product, and you know, it works, but it's I'd rather see a free email client on this device. It has Navigator, works with Yahoo, AIM, and Windows Live Instant Messaging, and also visual voicemail is part of the U750, and that's a nice feature to have added in here. And of course chat, and this is a web-based chat. So that's a quick look at the Samsung U750 Alias 2 messaging phone for Verizon Wireless. Has a transforming e-ink keyboard and basic messaging features, as well as a 2-megapixel camera, music player, access to 3G services, and more. You can pick it up at a local Verizon store near you.